begynder at komme en masse til nu. Vi er jo ret langt. Der er lige februar, så inde i marts, så en slags 600 aktier, og så meget er det 2-3, der sidder på det er mange. Vi snakker om det, og så det. Så de er over en milliard. De er over derinde. Det er også sådan en, der kan skiftes ud med tatteblad. Hvis kunden har styr ud lidt farve, så det kan også sikkert skifte noget med sammen. Så bare sætte det i noget. Det er jo helt. Det er spørgsmålet, at de har tømt samtidig for at komme ud. Det skal de så ikke være. Få den op og så få den ned igen. Det er helt det. Og nu må det ikke være noget, man laver en flydstøj eller noget som helst strømme eller noget. Men så skal det jo sige, bum. Det er faktisk rimelig imponerende, når man tænker på, at den kører med flere tusind omdrejninger. Så det... Der er nogen derude, der har jagtet masser af det. Så vi ved, om at det er.
Vi har solskin.
Ja, det var det så ikke i vores.
Den der er jo vældig.
Hvem siger du? I går, ja. Hjemme.
Ja.
Der har været rundt til rundt. Nej, en større. Hvad det hedder. Det var et stykke tid før, jeg skulle alle de der små bilerne der til vores næbelsen og så videre, som hjælp for. Dem er på den ene, så kunne man kunne med i 10 år, sådan 3 dage, hvor der var så små rum i.
Ja.
Med sådan låg og hvor kunne lide. Men det der klikker her, det er kun sådan en lille. Den der, efterhånden. Du skal have så jeg tror alle sammen, at det er en stor kasse, og det er sådan lidt mere.
Ja. Ja, du siger så dårligt, der er jo rummet så meget.
Jeg skal finde ud af til næste uge, så kigger vi forbi. Ja, nu har jeg i hvert fald lige fået en skiltshot, så vender vi bare tilbage.
Og hvis det ikke er noget, så er det måske det haster.
Nej. Men ellers så spørger jeg omkring de
Hey everyone, Morten Åstad here with another video. Welcome to my channel. Today was a really nice day. The sun was shining, blue sky, no rain for once. 7 degrees Celsius, really quite nice. Most important, no wind. So I got my bike out and I started going for a ride, and I thought, no, actually I want to get out of town a bit. So I took my bike on a train, and I got traveled down to the bigger town south of here. Everything is south of here when you're in Skagen. And I went to Frederikshavn and went to a place and got a expensive coffee. I even got a burger, and then I went to a small record store, a CD store in Frederikshavn that I've actually never been to. I've known about it for a while. It's in the other end of Frederikshavn, and a couple of times I've gone there that he was closed. It's called CD-Baren, the CD-Bar, and it's pretty small and a lot of old stuff there as well, but there's been a few articles about him in the papers because he's the only place where you can go in and buy a new CD in a store, which isn't also a thrift store, for miles and miles. I mean, not even in Aalborg, I think you can really go to a store like that. And when he takes in physical copies of Danish artists that are, really, the big deal here in Denmark, beloved artists like Kim Larson's, his posthumous album, people stood in line for a couple of blocks because it was announced that he had that record physically. And, people who are fans of that artist might be 50 and 60 and 70 and up, and they don't necessarily... All the chain stores that used to have physical music here in Denmark are either gone or they've stopped having physical music. So anyway, I went there, and the very small place. At some stage, I think we were 7 people in there. He had a couple of buddies sitting at a table, and they were talking, and it was really cozy and nice and very North Jutland, Vendelbo type place, and I really enjoyed that, and I found some stuff absolutely totally. Before I dive into what I got today, I just thought I would give a channel a shout out. I'm trying to do that a bit more often, and this is a channel that I recently found. I think it's a fairly new channel. It's that Dave guy. He's from Western Australia, Perth, I think it was, or maybe he lives in some adjacent town like Fremantle or something like that. Western Australia, of course. Never been there. Been to Australia. Known for black swans. Of course, the important port city of Fremantle, and the loneliest city with more than 1 million people in the world, I think. The distance to any other big cities is tremendous. And Swan Draft, I've had that. Unfortunately, it's not made in WA anymore. It's made in Southern Australia. Apart from that, known for the Eurovision Song Contest participants, Voyager, sort of a synth rock band, and of course the Triffids. I don't own anything by the Triffids. I've ordered a CD from them, completely, has nothing to do with this, and Amazon sent me a message a couple of days ago that it's on its way. I've had a hankering for things from Australia again. It goes in waves, and some of you know my whole spiel with Australia and all that stuff. Anyway, guys, check out his channel. Seems like a really nice guy, and anything about Australia is a good thing in my book. So, what did I get? Like I said, he had a lot of used stuff. There were a lot of used CDs there, but when I found out that there were vinyl there, and the prices were really, really nice, so I got Laura Branigan, Self Control. I already owned this on CD, but $3, and it's in very good nick, so I picked it up. No inner sleeve. I don't know if there was an inner sleeve originally. Next one. So also this is part of the reason that I thought I'd shoehorn in an Australian shout out, because I got some Australian music. I've had these on my vinyl wish list for a while, but I wanted those really nice one. What is it they called, the master or whatever? But these copies that I found now they don't look like they've been used. It's Men at Work. This is their debut, Business as Usual. I love the music from Men at Work. If I'm gonna compare them to anything relatively modern, and I'm not calling them Stone Age music or anything, sort of, I don't know, it's the Australian precursor to Cake. Anyway, might be a silly. Great copy. One of those nice price, early, I think 90, late 80s, early 90 copies. This. Nice inner sleeve with lyrics. I should have brought out my jar of Vegemite just to, hit home how much I love things Australian and Men at Work. Next one that I found, also in great shape, Men at Work, Cargo. I mean, it's just such a terrific album. My favorite is Dr. Heckle and Mr. Jive. Absolutely. So those are the two Men at Work that I already owned on CD, but I've wanted them on vinyl for years now. There you go. Those terrific guys. Yeah. Oh, you want to make a classic? You want us to make a classic pop rock album? Too easy. And the next one, I've never owned this one, and this is their third album. Two Hearts. Great cover. Reminds me of growing up in Norway. We had this. It's been. I think it's being made again. These boxes of little licorice tablets or whatever. Lozenges. I don't know. I don't remember them, but we just called it the diving lady because of the lady diving into the sea on them. So it reminds me of that. And this is a gatefold, by the way. And again, great shape. Nick doesn't look used. In terms of money in the US, all of these have been between $3 and $4. Next one, another band that I'm very slowly building up a collection with, but I decided that I only want these albums to be used ones and not, vinyl and used. So this is Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Pictures at an Exhibition. So this is a really nice. Was it 1979? And it's a UK copy. Because, here in Denmark we tend to, records from this age, 70s, 80s and 90s, they tend to be German or Dutch, some Scandinavian, some UK, but German and Dutch, a lot of them. So seeing an English copy is always nice. So yeah, another band I like. Next one. Not on a quest to get these on vinyl, and this will be my first one. This is Supertramp, Famous Last Words, which, funny enough, is my favorite of their albums. No particular reason. This has always been the one I've listened to the most. I don't have their entire collection on CD. I don't have the first or the second album, and also I don't have, well, most of whatever came after these, you know, the famous ones. Another really nice copy, and this one I think this one also is actually English. I really like Chicago, and Chicago Chicago Transport Authority. My favorite of their albums is actually not the chocolate one. I like what is it called? There's one that's very funky, and this one it has the song Old Days, which is a song I listened to death, especially after I got the Starsky and Hutch soundtrack. I love that. So this is Chicago, that is 8, isn't it? 5, 6, 7? Yeah, Chicago 8. And this definitely is an English copy with a little sort of a poster there. And I love the fact that it's still got its hype sticker. What year was this from? Was it 1979? No, it's 1975. Sorry, one of the others was 1979. And next one, a favorite of the 1980s. I have one of his albums on vinyl, and but I have his sort of his core 3 albums, and then, you know, his career declined alongside people like Paul Young and Howard Jones, several artists that made it big in the early half of the 80s and then became smash hits and everything, and then something happened. But yeah, it's Nick Kershaw with the wonderful The Riddle, Don Quixote, Wild Horses, The Riddle, Wide Boy. Yeah, you probably remember that rather striking video where he's sort of walking around with an animated, piece of clothing on him. A little bit reminiscent of Aha's Take On Me in a way, I suppose. A little bit of a thing here, but again, 30 kroner. And it was actually less because when I went up to pay, he knocked off a lot of the price there. So after that, and I also bought 2 new records there. I'll show them at the end. But after that, I went to the thrift store I sometimes go to. I found some really, really cool stuff that I really wanted, but I got a feeling something was amiss here, and I started looking at the records, and some of them were in just dreadful states. I found, and the cover was just pristine, Paul McCartney's Off the Ground on vinyl, the copy with the white bar, and it was a bit too cheap, and I opened it up and it looked like basically someone had taken the vinyl record, put a string on it and dragged it along the floor, the hardwood floor for the cat to play with. Gutted, so I had to put it back. I almost got it so I could just have the cover, but yeah, no. Anyway, I think this record is basically out of print. The first 2 albums have been reissued several times, but this is the Pretenders, Learning to Crawl. This is the 3rd album, and they basically had shifted several of their members. One of them even died after the 2nd album. And it's a Canadian copy, actually. So yeah, and this is a shout out to Jakob, Jakob's music channel. He's the one who made me go, oh, maybe I should pick up some more Pretenders, because I have 1 CD. I had a debut on a really old CD. So Chrissy Hind, of course, absolutely corker. Next one. This is also something I just to pick up sort of randomly when I find it at a nice price and they look nice. This is a Stephen Still solo album. So this is Right By You. Anything from Crosby and Stills, Nash and Young, I'll sort of gradually pick up. But it's a mishmash of vinyl and CDs that I own. Next one is a curious one. I don't know if you guys remember, there was a band in the mid '80s who from the UK, that a duo, no, not Wham, that made it fairly big, and then I think their second album just killed their career or whatever. I don't know. Maybe the record company didn't push them. Maybe the time shifted and they weren't relevant anymore. It's Go West. This is their. I'm pretty. I should have researched, but I'm pretty sure this is their second album. Dancing on the Couch. Again, I paid $60 for this, but he knocked off quite a bit. And this isn't the first record shop. This is the thrift store. When I was putting this into Discogs, I got some strange results. And I think the reason I did was that this record was manufactured in Zagreb, in Yugoslavia. I am pretty sure I don't own any records from Yugoslavia. Although there are a few McCartney singles I would have liked that were made there. Sleeve is a little bit ratty, but the vinyl looks absolutely great, and it's in one of these, so that helps. Next one, some of you who've been watching my channel for a while know that I, through 2023, managed to collect all of Godley and Creme albums. They left 10cc. I own all of 10cc's records on CD, a couple of vinyls from back when I was a kid. Except the reunion album that they made in late 90s. It's hard to get. They're rare on Discogs. But I've decided, since I got all the Godley and Cream vinyls, their entire, all their records from that career, I decided that I want to go back and get 10cc on vinyl as well. But I only want to buy old copies. And up to about 2/3 into their career, you can actually buy vinyl records that are, printed, manufactured in Scandinavia, and I think Norway, basically, because there's a little hints on the sleeves. So even though it says Scandinavian Discogs, and there are some copies on Discog that says Norway. So I thought, so it's 10cc. Found this beautiful copy of How Dare You. And it says Team Trykk down here. So this is actually a Norwegian copy bought here, used here in Denmark. And this is an amazing album. I love 10cc. They are just, they're the absolute best. Look at that. So apparently this is some sort of super deluxe edition. So, and then I went next door to Lesehesten. Lesehesten is also sort of it's sort of a chain of thrift store, buying used and selling some new stuff as well. Comics, books, romance novels, pulp, and video games, old ones, new ones, but also CDs and vinyl. Now, though, his store is crammed full of everything, and you have to lift stuff away. So I don't go there too often, but I really I went there to get one or two Duran Duran CDs that I'm missing from my collection, and I actually found one. This one I actually found next door on vinyl, and I was going to look at it, but like I told you, luckily for me, I looked at the vinyl this time before I bought anything, not like at the record fair I went to, and it was in really bad shape as well. But I found this CD. But on the way out, this is a big thing by Duran Duran. On the way out, I see this. Yeah, this is some stuff I just got in, he said. And at 150 kroner, I just grabbed it. And, well, I looked at the vinyl first and grabbed it. But, and I mean, you guys can tell me, you're in the vinyl community. This is a pretty cool album cover to have, isn't it? But when I checked it on Discogs, it looks like it's a bootleg. So, and I don't want to buy bootlegs. You know, I have to have some sort of moral fiber. No, that's not real. I don't know. I just feel that. Anyway, if you look there, you might see that is a poster from. That's a poster from the Super Deluxe edition of Appetite for Destruction that I got framed, and that is, of course, the cool cover. And here you have the cool cover. The OG, the one that they said, no, we can't have this. This is, worse than Hitler, apparently. Yeah, so I picked it up. But if you look at the back here, you can see this looks blurred. So I think this is some sort of reproduction of some kind. A bootleg. But I guess I don't mind that much because I think even what's his name at the shop would know that these things, if they're real, go for a lot of money. And of course, I only looked at this side when I bought it, and I should have looked at this side. Bugger. Oh well, might not be a disaster. But anyway, I thought this was a fun thing to own. And now we'll just quickly go back to the first place because I bought 2 brand new records. Inspired a little bit by my fellow Danish vinyl community members, I've thought, yeah, I should get some more Danish music. And I had not seen or heard of this album before. I only have 2 of their records, one on cassette and one on CD. It's Disneyland After Dark, or DAD, as they were forced to be renamed themselves. And this is a record they released back in 2019. And I just thought this cover was so cool. I quickly read up on it, and it got really good reviews. It's called A Prayer for the Loud. And this video is already pretty long, so I'm not going to open this now. I might open it in a separate video. We'll see. So finally, I got this. I asked him if he had it on CD because I have all of this artist's studio albums on CD, only 1 or 2 on vinyl. I don't really want to open up that rabbit hole, but I couldn't leave there without buying this. I love this artist so much. It's Paul Simon's latest. It's 7 Psalms. It came out last year at some stage. Yeah. So, is this an album or an EP? It doesn't have a ton of songs. Anyway, Paul Simon. You can't go wrong with Paul Simon. It's just a necessity of life, isn't it? So, guys, really great day. Hope you enjoy the intro with a video of what I saw today. I think you'll agree with me that it was a really nice day. So yeah, please comment. Let me hear what you think about the records. Let me hear what you think about that Guns N' Roses I got there and everything else. Check out Jakob's channel and of course that Dave guy. And I'll see you again soon in another video, I'm sure. Take care, guys. Bye.